Before the draft started, Nine was like,
he was getting
I'm playing Hoodwink today. I'm playing Hoodwink today.
Yeah.
And he's got it. He's got it. And of course, we've seen before, you know, Nine, he's a master of these sort of heroes. I mean, pretty much master. What other players would you sort of put up there as solid Hoodwink mids other than Nine? Dota 2 world?
Well, Thompson. Is
that the only other one? But is it Nine and Thompson?
Can I think of anybody else that plays? I mean, I could name some
that have played it or
random NA players that have tried it, but nobody really to the degree of success that Thompson has with it.
Yes.
Do this.
Or Nine on these sort of. It's funny.
Been great on it.
It's like these are like Thompson-esque heroes that Nine plays. It's like people say, you know, playing these non-traditional mids it doesn't work for a lot of people. It's quite hard. But Nine obviously does it exceptionally well.
Yeah.
30 seconds to battle.
And it works well this game. I mean, you know, of course, as we said, I'm sure he probably did just want to play it anyway. But is there anything in particular that makes the mid Hoodwink look pretty nice against, you know, what we have on the side of Liquid?
I think it does damage. It's a hero that can definitely run around on low cooldowns and play with the rest of the Tundra lineup while Luna is farming. I'm not entirely sure how it does against some SB charging you with Queen of Pain in lane. That does seem like something that you could possibly
you could be quick with like a tree or something, you know, catch him out when he's charged out. You've got to be very quick.
You can. It's not like, you know, Cold Snap on Invoker or Puck Phase Shift where you have these easy answers to the Spirit Breaker charge. But also, you definitely have kill threat on the Queen of Pain going the other way too. Not such great disable for her, but you have a lot of damage on the side of Tundra, so if they ever lock her down, she can die.
Yeah, we'll see. But Nine definitely have to be cautious at the start. I mean, we'll feel rather squishy against the burst of miCKe. So a few levels are in play.
Queen of Pain's all going for the Scream first, something that you never really saw before, but with the lowered mana cost on that ability, it just guarantees that you can push the first wave, get level 2, and then, you know, you have Dagger to work with at that point anyway, so effectively you're starting with Dagger with that build anyway.
Oh, so some of these side lanes, top lane, Foxy is going to be hanging around with Zai. Is SD Luna going to be totally fine up here? Is that Enigma Spirit Breaker, will they be putting any pressure onto that Luna in the laning stage?
No, I don't think Luna's really going to get pressured, but possibly SD can die in this lane if you get a charge into some, you know, Malefice. Yeah, that's definitely a hero that can die, but of course, Fada's going to know that. And once they have some levels on the side of Liquid, I would imagine he plays a little bit safer. Oh, I love Fives doing this now. This is such a good answer to the creep cutting thing that people just didn't do before. Like anticipating the creep cut and then pulling the wave to the cut wave instead of using the camps. He's gonna die for it apparently.
Oh, and waste to salve unfortunately for himself, and also end up giving the first foot over towards the core. Zai, he's the one to take it. Also be able to get some good hits onto Skeeter as Skeeter tries to get back over to the creep wave. So for the smooth moves they were trying to do around the creeps, it does end up hurting them a little bit there.
The last time that I saw that happen was actually Into the Breach. They did that, but they had an IO. So the IO, when they grabbed that second wave, they tethered to the creeps. And so they got to it a lot quicker, and so they weren't so out of position like we just saw there.
So bottom lane, farm for Matsu's been going very nicely so far. 11-5 against the 4-0. I mean, early levels in this matchup, is this expected that the Visage is going to not really have much of an impact against a melee farmer like the Monkey King?
No, to be honest, I would think that Visage would do quite well in this lane, actually, just because Soul Assumption is such a broken ability at level 1. It does like 300 damage. It's like the highest damage nuke in the game at level 1. And so I would think that Matsu, being like a trading hero, would just take a ton of damage in return, but they've, you know, between Mischief and the regen that they have down here, they seem to have sustained quite nicely.
I mean, that's true, actually. I guess if you're good with the Mischief, you're going to be able to dodge every one of them.
It's true, but, you know, Mischief is a 15-second cooldown and Soul Assumption is 4.
Yeah,
so it's really not, it's not the greatest answer. It's something, but it seems to be enough paired with the regen.
It's a lot of mana early on. But I guess, you know, 33 does have a Sage's Mask to make sure that he's able to keep some sort of constant ability to throw them out.
Yeah, I've seen I've seen 5 Visages go for 6 mangoes, and it actually looks pretty good. But if you're playing offlane Visage, it's just tons of Sage's masks, maybe Basilius. I've seen the Mass Null Talisman build as well, just to have that mana regen to constantly spam out the Soul Assumption. Such a value spell. There's so much creep shenanigans going on in both lanes. Like, Bots is just trying to pull it back. It's like, please stop with the creeps. God damn it.
This is only going to be the big thing for them so far. The fact that Matt is having such a great start down here. And he's going to be hitting some good opening timings. The same to be said, of course, on the other half of the map for the Luna. You see Skeeter farming just as well on the top lane. So nothing really being lost out too much there from him.
Yeah, the side lanes, the lanes are not going so well for Tundra on these more unconventional picks between the Visage and the Hoodwink, but suppose the saving graces, their rotations out of the laning phase are definitely really strong. Like, if they can rotate with Visage Birds and Hoodwink level 6 with the Luna Aura, they could run around and take a lot of towers. So I suppose maybe their idea is the lanes don't matter as much with heroes like this, because you can just go 5-man.
And what do you expect sort of out of both teams' carries this game? When you look at the Luna and the miCKe, is one of them going to be more passive than the other? You know, who's going to be more proactive, or who needs to be more proactive as a carry this game?
I honestly think they're both going to be fairly proactive, just because the Luna has nice pairings with her aura. Visage in particular will look really nice if she shows up to a tower, and we've been seeing that more and more with Luna. Is that, yes, she's this hero that can farm up extremely quickly, but because everybody's maxing the aura due to glaives being nerfed, she is actually 5-manning quite a bit. So I think there will be stacks on the side of Tundra. Yeah, especially because there's an SD2 stack, but they will also be 5-manning quite a bit.
See bottom lane, Matu and Insane are able to pick up a kill on Snake King.
Radiant's bottom tower is
This
under
bottom lane
attack.
definitely continues to be the one with the biggest differences coming out. I mean, with 5 minutes in relatively early, it's 2-0, but it is a 2k lead already for Liquid. And yeah, the majority of that being in the hands of the bottom lane, and then mid in second, as miCKe does continue to have that slight dominance over Nine's Hoodwink.
I'm really impressed with Liquid's read on the fact that they just knew that a Rubik Monkey King lane, which is honestly a really weird lane.
It is, because sometimes Rubik can, like, when it's like Rubik plus the carry in the safe lane, the Rubik can feel a bit weak.
It can feel weak, yeah, right. And it's like, that's the thing. There aren't even many players who even play Rubik as a 5 position. It's like basically just Insania these days. And so, but their read on it was like, okay, this is we're going to dumpster the lane with this against a Visage. It's clearly going to be a 33 Visage, and then we're going to leverage that to you know, get more out of the game, rather than just having some carry that will farm versus Visage. Let's own it. I mean, I just wouldn't think that this would own the lane so hard, but it is.
We're going to see Nine turn up and try and help fight back. He's going to have the ult hit coming in. Boxy's looking to block it, though. Standing in the way, he'll tank the hit here to make sure that Matuma can get back to safety. And Stania should also die here, trapped in the cogs. In fact, Max is going to jump back in because he's got the backup of miCKe. In with a Sonic Wave, hits onto the 3 of them. Blows up Snake King. 33 and Fodder both very, very low. They'll end up denying 33. So miCKe turning up to try and hit back, and will force 2 of them off the map on Tundra's side of things. Matu gets out of there, but definitely Boxy with a big bro play there, blocking the ultimate.
Yeah, that was nice. That was nice. That could have been so much worse for Liquid if Matumba actually goes down there.
He would have died as well, because they had the disruption on Insania at the same time the ult was coming out, so the ult would have gone straight underneath Insania and hit Matumba, man.
Yeah, that would have been a great trade. Great job from both mid laners rotating in here. I think it's honestly the correct play from both sides. Nine gets the deny as well. So it kind of even. And I guess you would say that it maybe favors Tundra a bit, just because Skeeter is up top farming. And also they killed the catapult. So they're not going to have to worry about that tower going down anytime soon. But then again, Zai's Enigma, and he's farming as well. So
he is, and he's going for the build that you said. I mean, this is something we're seeing from other Enigmas, or is this purely sort of a Zai Enigma thing?
I've seen other Enigmas do this recently, but I'm fairly certain that this is something that started with Zai. after that first series that Zai did, I think a lot of people experimented with the Orchid and then found that it was
And
quite
why does it work? You know, why is it? What is it? Is this something that Zai will probably do most times he's playing Enigma?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. My take on it is that it gives you a way to play the game outside of just Black Hole, so you're not just completely hard countered by people playing around your long cooldown or stealing Black Hole, interrupting Black Hole. If you stun somebody with Malefice on top of the percentage damage of Midnight Pulse and the Eidolon's hitting,
it's a lot of damage.
With an Orchid percentage damage, you pull to zero almost anyone.
Alfada. He is going to have 9 by his side. We'll come in with the ult hit onto Enigma. Rocket Flare as well, but it's not enough to take Zai down. 9. He's still hunting a little bit, but Zai will be salving up. Has got a Black Hole available if he's able to walk back in to help out Matumba Man as Matu is trapped in the cogs for now. Boxy charging over. They come over the Malefice hit onto Snaking. The backups there from miCKe. Jumps in, bursts down the clockwork. Liquid coming out on top here, and they may be able to find some more as Insania gets the lift up onto Skeeter. Drags him back into Dagger and miCKe, but the disruption from Fada will hold back the quad for now. Pushback as well coming into play for 9. Jump forward, no miCKe. He's got the angle. Sonic Wave out of the three of them. Skeeter and 9 also burst slow off the back of Fada going down. 9 did manage to pick up Boxy in return, but Liquid with that fight pushing back Tundra, getting the space to finish off that tier 1 tower.
Yeah, they finished the tower. While this is happening, 33 is pushing the bot tower as well, though. So in terms of towers, it's actually a 1-for-1, but Liquid comes out with a bunch more kills, so of course that's going to naturally favor them. And the Tundra supports are kind of falling behind, and these are not exactly good supports to play from behind.
I mean, some of their cores as well, right? 33's still got a bit of time. He needs to pick up the pace a bit after what was a pretty slow laning phase against the duo of Liquid. And then Skeeter as well, we're seeing off the back of the money that's being picked up from those moves made by Liquid's cores. It's going to need a bit of time, but he has got a stack or 2 going here.
Yeah, it looks like the way that Tundra is going to try to give these heroes space is by just throwing 9 up into this top lane and pushing the wave. Unfortunately, against a Spirit Breaker, it's a little hard to do this, but, maybe he's actually just feeding a free kill. I don't know.
It's going to be hard to get the hit off with the ultimate, but goes for the quick fire. Not enough damage, though. Nice attempt there from 9 to get the combo off before Insania can do anything, but doesn't quite build up enough damage.
That space, though, you can see the gold lead is swinging back towards the way of Tundra because they're farming on the Visage and they just farmed the stacks on Skeeter while that is happening. So that was a 3 heroes trying to deal with 9 there, and he just walks away totally fine. I mean, you would like to get the kill, obviously, but you're still cool with that because you're forcing rotations.
Yeah, no, and 33's, he's at this bottom half all to himself for quite some time, and Liquid not with any signs of going down here. So you would imagine if they can continue to hold it like this, 33 is going to be straight back up towards the top spots of the cores. If this sort of situation continues where Liquid, they're looking for action up top, but Tundra, they're sort of holding them back and not losing anyone.
Yeah, 33 is really happy right now. I mean, you've got the amplification coming from the Luna this game, so if he has, remotely a good game, even if his CS doesn't look so good, and even if his net worth is a little bit below the others, he'll still be really strong in these team fights just because of the Luna aura on the birds.
Talking about strong Insania, the hook shot stolen. He's able to open things up onto the SD. Fada not even going to get a chance to disrupt himself. miCKe jumps in, finishes him off with the Scream of Pain.
Dude, miCKe's been popping off in like every single game that we've seen from Liquid. He's looking really good this season so far. I know he's super high rated too. He's like rank 10 or 6 or something like that, which he's always been decently high rated, but that's up there with the best of the best. So there's no surprise to me that he's just looking so good in these games.
Worthy tribute.
Maybe the meta really fits him, or he's just really feeling the game right now. I don't know.
Gonna see a smoke action from Tundra now. Fada ready to lead the way. Not bringing the whole squad. That is just him and 9. miCKe is going to jump into this. See if they can take him down, though, as he has got backup. Boxy just throws himself straight over towards them to take their attention away from the cores. Liquid still thinking about whether they can get in on this fight. Instead, he'll start things up with the telekinesis Sonic Wave, as they'll take the support trade.
I feel like poor Boxy's running into every fight just dying. That's all we're seeing.
Oh, snaking. Have they got enough control there? Nice quick back with the Cox into the drop down of the birds. They'll do it. They take out miCKe. Snaking also trying to stay on top of the target of Matsu. Man, bringing over Skeeter as well. Matsu, he's in trouble. The beam comes crashing down. A lovely little move into the mid lane there. Started by snaking. Excellent execution as they leave no chance for miCKe to escape the lockdown.
Yep, and Skeeter's there too, so he's providing that 35 damage aura. He's not... He wasn't hitting the tower because he's not necessary, but now that it looks free and they see that the enemy team is not there.
Yeah, these are nice moves from Tundra.
Yeah, these are really nice moves. I mean, you don't have the easiest lockdown for a hero like Queen of Pain right now, and yet they're just able to execute and to combo together. With the disruption, they didn't hit it because 9 was not quite there. But then finally they used the hook shot, and it's an equally scuffed way to catch a Queen of Pain. But if it works, it works. Like, they have the damage to kill her. They don't necessarily have the lockdown. That's harder to hit, but they definitely have the damage, as we can see in the previous fight.
Of course, one thing that we weren't seeing there is we weren't seeing Zai's involvement. Unlike 33 on the Visage, who is ready to sort of sweep over, have impact. Zai wants to get that Blink Dagger done, and he's making good time on it. 1,200 gold on top of the Orchid. It will be there soon enough. But until that point, Liquid won't be fighting with their Enigma. Bottom lane, boxing. Himself pretty deep here. Will end up giving himself over to 9 as 9 picks up another top lane.
Yeah, Fada just kind of walked in and died there. He tried to get the disruption off on the side, but the Orchid longer range than that disruption, so he was able to get that Orchid off and then stun. Easy kill. Both sides just have supports that are kind of trying to push out the dead lane, and both sides are also punishing that.
Snaking, not wanting to give away another death hit as he's out for the hook shot. Zai's keeping the pressure in top. Tundra, I know that they're posturing up here, Liquid. So they're ready to head over and start some action. They have the Eclipse ready. What is the Purge from Fada? Instania on the front. Of course, hook shot from Snaking still on cooldown. They're finding the opportunity to get in onto Zai. Sonic Wave comes out, but the hit's there from 9. As Zai falls, they also managed to get the deny on Snaking, so Tundra not giving over any sort of God XP towards Liquid. Instania will try and hold his own with the stolen Eclipse, but they can keep a distance and take him out. As Tundra, they'll take 2, and only having some time with the clock on the side, but nothing given away thanks to the deny from Skeeter.
Yeah, great smoke from Tundra there, catching Zai too. Like, they were very close to catching Instania. They ended up getting both.
Oh, look at this move here. He is, he's all over the place now. Foxy, once more, dying off on the bottom half of the map. The numbers are it's still very, very close. And as I say, we're still yet to see the fight where Zai has the finished Blink Dagger and comes in with a black hole. But you can't help but feel that Tundra probably feeling a bit more comfortable in this moment right now with some of the moves that they've made and moves that they've put to a stop that Liquid are trying.
Yeah, 100%. And they're very comfortable scaling into this game, especially because they have the Clockwork versus Enigma. So there's a lot of pressure on Zai as these other cores are kind of dying on the side of Liquid that, well, I say dying, but miCKe has only died once. But still, there's a lot of pressure on Zai to be the kind of true carry in this game. And so on the flip side, there's a lot of pressure on Snaking to make sure that that's not going to happen with this Blink Dagger. You want to prevent this timing from being something that's absolutely huge. And, you know, without a BKB, it's a lot easier. You're not relying entirely on that hook shot, but still, it's one of the better things at interrupting.
Yeah, no, this is going to be a solid timing from Zai. We'll see if they're able to hide it. They're already smoking up and heading up to join Zai on this top side. See if they get the fight with the Blink Dagger reveal from Zai.
So they're going for the bait play here, because you know that against Enigma, there's always going to be smokes into him, or plays into him.
Snaking. Gonna start with a bit of a poke onto Matumba Man. Now over for the side, miCKe jumps in, looks to burst down Fado. They kill off Matumba Man, they'll lose Fado for it, but Tundra, they're more than happy with that trade. They're gonna try and chase for more as miCKe out with the blink. Zai having to run, but they've got their eyes on him. He's been silenced, the hook shot, not gonna quite catch. Snaking controlling Instania off to the side, but miCKe's there to back Instania up. They'll kill off Snaking, but they will lose Zai up top. As 3 go down on Liquid, the last 2 will manage to TP out. But again, you know, Liquid they get to this point. They've got the Blink Dagger. They try and make a play happening. But Tundra, it seems like they're just fully prepared each and every time.
Yeah, I think if you're Liquid and you're looking back at this fight, you think like, it shouldn't be Matumba walking up that hill there because you're losing one of your biggest damage sources. I mean,
and they didn't have any vision up there, did they?
No, that's the thing. Somebody has to run up there. I mean, I guess it has to be Boxy, but I feel like Boxy might just instantly die as well, and then they lose the fight. It's almost like they should have just taken another angle. Like, maybe that play, in retrospect, is something that just doesn't work because Boxy, since he's died so many times, is not strong enough to walk up that hill. So they don't have anybody that can walk up that hill.
Radiant's top tower.
Look at this here, snaking. Be able to find Insania behind the tower. I mean, let's see what they can do. They instant silence. Zai tries to jump in to get something done, but immediately gets caught up by the silence. Skidder, he's just going to head in with the BKB. Take out Zai. Boxy's also going down. I mean, it feels like it really is just very quickly falling apart for Liquid. You know, you could almost sense this was coming when the numbers weren't showing it. It was like 1K lead for Tundra, and now we're really seeing it in action. You know, Tundra, it just feels like they've turned up, and it's almost as if they've read beforehand exactly what Liquid wanted to do this game because they're showing it down.
Yeah, this is kind of what I was thinking when they were, you know, quote-unquote losing the lanes. At least two of their cores weren't farming so well. It felt like they had some plan for after the laning stage.
Oh, they did.
That they had accepted that that's how it's going to be. But you have this slow-paced hero on Monkey King to a degree. You have this slow-paced hero on Enigma. Sure, you can go for the Orchid to make it a little bit faster, but still, you're not going to outpace a Visage Luna lineup, especially with the Hoodwink mid, who's going travel, so he's everywhere.
And we're seeing sort of the struggle for Zai. Now, even with the Blink and the Orchid, if they've got the vision, and their vision game's pretty strong with the bird positioning and the rocket flares, 33, he's always sort of got that Orchid precast on Zai. So Zai, at this stage right now, he can't really ever blink in and have an impact because 33 is going to deal with it.
Yeah, he's almost always going to hit the Orchid. Oh, Tania has the ult.
Oh, he does. And Skidder, he's so low. They're going to buy some time of destruction because he has the Aegis, so he doesn't really mind dying the once, even if he does. I mean, he's ticking low to the dagger. He might not even fall one time here, as it's just going to be Boxy going down, and also Insania. They just lose two more heroes. They do get the Aegis, so it's something, but you can't ever feel that it's still not really what Lick was looking
Radiant's
for.
bottom tower.
Yeah, you're hoping to get in, get out, maybe lose a single support to burn the Aegis.
But you lose two, and you're going to lose the tower here as well.
You're going to lose the tower. Yeah, that's the problem, is that you do that right in front of your tier 2, you're going to lose the tier 2. I think I would wager that Insania is probably saying in comms, like, it's fine, we burn the Aegis, like, they don't have this insane timing. I would assume that Liquid's probably going to make a play when all of their heroes are alive to try to kill the Luna, maybe with the black hole because there's no Aegis.
Oh, look at this positioning for 33. He's just setting up. He knows that Zai wants to play like this around this tree line. Zai has got backup coming in, but it's not anywhere near close enough. The damage from 9 and 33 is too much. And it's just very impressive to see from 33 when you just consider the comparison of how the lanes went for Zai and 33, and now what 33 is able to achieve in comparison to what Zai is. You know, 33 is completely in Zai's head, and Zai just can't get the job done.
Yeah, no, 33 definitely is. He's looking like the MVP so far of this game, and I mean, he's just been integral in these fights. And
he's nearly got his axe. Boxy, of course, dying somewhere yet again as 9. Now godlike.
I think that was just a pure solo kill. This is the issue with whenever you give a Hoodwink this many levels, is that she can just like one-shot your heroes with her abilities. Like, you need levels in strength and HP items to deal with the raw amount of burst that she does. Let's see, what does her ult do right now? Does 1250 damage. Insania has 1140 HP. He can one-shot Insania with just one ability. So
well, it's magic damage.
Yeah, I mean, still, if there's any sort of amplification, one extra attack, sure. He's got, does he have any spell amp? I don't know, you get what I'm saying.
Okay, close to one shot. It hurts. It really hurts. I mean, it really hurts.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Oh, there we go. Axe done on 33. 22 minutes in.
He is huge. I swear to God, this guy was building his Tranquil boot just a moment ago. It's like, oh, thank God I have my Tranquils. This man has farmed 3 items.
I mean, historically, it's been the hero for 33, right? Ever since he started to first pop up as this player of note many years ago. His Visage was something to behold. miCKe, they have found him. And for all the start that miCKe did have this game, sure, that's only his 2nd death, but his impact, it slowed down. It's almost as if the quap that we saw earlier just kind of disappeared from the game. It's just, it's not something that Tundra's scared about anymore.
Yeah, at this point, you would need a BKB, and he doesn't have it, I suppose, because some of those fights earlier didn't go so well, and so he's behind. And so if you're Liquid, you probably don't think that the Queen of Pain is the problem, but it does seem to me like 33 getting this drums into Orchid. If you're going Orchid Blink on Enigma, you are guaranteed going to have that silence before Enigma has his BKB.
Yes.
Right? So it's like, it's this big window where Zai just can't do anything, even though he is, at least he was, the most important hero on the Liquid lineup.
I mean, look at it, 33. I think I don't think you can come up here anymore if you're Liquid. You just can't play in these trees. 33 always is going to know when to be hovering around and searching through it. I feel like that top lane could just never be pushed out again solo by any member of Liquid. 33 is going to kill you.
I can't believe he looks like that on the camera. I mean, I feel like he's popping off hard right now. He's like, he just doesn't care. I mean, he's played so many Visage games. This is just normal to him.
It's just part of the course for him.
But it's such a good performance, though. He's making this map feel impossible to go out on.
I mean, you lose Zai up there, you lose Matter up there. What is the game plan now for Liquid? Like, what do you do about the fact that this top lane, what do you do?
Radiant's top tower.
It feels like very little.
And look at this bottom. Okay, got him in the setup. They got enough damage, not quite. We'll be able to blink to safety. Into the tree as he goes. miCKe will TP out. Insania also able to make it away. May just be Boxy going down here once more. But they will find him in the trees. Boxy tries to charge away, but there's no escape from 9, Fada and Snaking. It's beyond godlike 9. 11-0-10. Not a bad debut game here for Hoodwink in their shiny new cosmetics.
Not bad, not bad. I like the travels a lot.
This is so the best stab for the cosmetics. Hoodwink's going to be given. He could play like 9.
I feel like he's getting a lot of levels because he's there for every kill. Maybe not this one. I think they're on cooldown. I mean, he dies too quickly.
The last 10 minutes, it's been messy for Liquid, right? Like, but what's going on here?
We're like looking at it.
Tundra's just broken them, it seems.
I don't see what you can do, though, is the thing. Like, you need BKBs, but Tundra's not letting you farm them. That's just straight up what's happening right now. You needed to already have BKBs at this point. So until you get there, it's going to be rough. So now they have it. They still need one on Zai. They can maybe do a play with miCKe's BKB. But now you have Daedalus on 9.
They're just so farmed.
Yeah. Tundra?
There's Lincolns as well. I mean, 26 minutes in, this is insane.
Tundra's abuse of their timings in this game has just been essentially flawless. So it's like you get to this point, they have the BKBs on Liquid, which is what they're waiting for.
I mean, that's the only way they come back, right? A good BKB black hole.
But now there's so much physical damage on Tundra. I feel like you just die to a crit from 9.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see that. Let's see what Liquid can rally together here.
They need like a 3-man hole.
Hey, they'll start things on the 33 for the backup. Snaking comes in with a hook shot. Sorry, wait, on the 30, still outside, jumps in with the black hole. He's managed to catch a couple of them, but 9 still gets the ult hit off. It's not the fight that Liquid were looking for. As Boxy goes down, they will get 33, but Insania and Matsu, they're in trouble because 9, he's still ready to poke. Maybe actually, it goes better. 9. And they get him as well. Actually, this is going to be huge. They can. He's going to have to push back in a second, but all right, they get the cleanup. It was the fight. What am I on about? This was as good as it could get for Liquid. They take down everybody on Tundra. A massive gold swing. Massive, a team wipe. They do it. Zai's in with the black hole. They have all the pieces. They pull them together. They're finally able to hit back at Tundra. That's been so dominant for the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, great black hole. Also, it did get interrupted, but it gave enough time and enough damage to finish off some heroes.
Yeah.
And then also, getting the Visage first, I think is very important.
Yeah, they were all in on 33. It's like the start, it looked like it was going to be hard because the save comes in, 33's able to survive. Star gets the lockdown onto the two of them, but then still takes this huge hit from 9. Skeeter's in with the BKB, but the things they couldn't quite kill off Matu, and a lot of this fight was, of course, taking place in the Wukong's command, so Matu dishing out a whole lot of damage throughout this.
Yeah, I think the miCKe ult, that fight was kind of cool from Liquid. The miCKe ult
That should help.
did a lot of damage, but then on the outside of the miCKe ult, basically miCKe was running around assassinating people. So it was like, you kind of wanted to run into it if you're Tundra because your team was in it. Because miCKe was like, I'm going to kill you if you come out here. But then you run into the Wukong's command, you're obviously going to die. So just a really well-executed fight from Liquid. That's without Zai's BKB, so now he has it.
Yeah, that was a beautiful shake-up into this game. That is Tundra were taking over. Liquid, they've shown them they've got the means to fight back.
And this is a team that we have seen do some really sick plays from behind and completely turn a game just on a pin. You know, so you do have to be careful against Liquid in particular because they're very capable of taking a timing and taking a game that looks like you're completely dominating and turning it around.
They love playing from this position.
You can't underestimate them. It felt like the snowball was completely on from Tundra, but this is Liquid. You just can't underestimate them.
Things will definitely back into snowball territory, though, if the Roshan goes into the hands of Tundra. Liquid, they'll definitely be around to have something to say about this. They're not going to want to let this one go. Ooh! Taking there.
He's a blink. All right.
Sliding past Matu onto the back lines. 33 starting to tease around with Liquid with the birds. And Stania was able to grab that hook shot from Snaking, so Liquid have got good ways to jump into the pit, and Tundra know. They know with Liquid around, they can't really brute force the Roche. They've got to hold back. DD rune down bottom. Be very nice for whoever spots that one. 9, he'll have it. It's in the bottle, ready for the next fight.
Yeah, that's going to be important. I mean, if you can catch 9 and or 33 in a black hole,
they're the big ones.
These are the two big ones right now.
Like Matsu with the BKB, he could pretty much deal with the rest, but the raw damage from those two, that's the huge threat. So I'd hazard a guess in saying even if they found one, Liquid's going to be off to a good start to the fight. They're the two big targets.
They will. They have, I mean, these are two fairly squishy heroes.
Okay, he's going to try and get the information. Pop the black hole down onto the winner, but the BKB was already out. Sonic Wave first comes in. Can they take out Skeeter through the BKB? They can. They bring down Skeeter over to the side, charge over to Fada. They're taking him out as well. Fada brought back for this one. 33 tries to finish on side of the Soul Assumption, but it isn't enough damage. 33's got to bail out. Going for the TP. He'll make it out just in time before the Boundless Strike comes in, but it's 3 down on Tundra. Liquid again able to pull the fight off. As they get him with that lockdown, it's long enough to hold Skeeter through the BKB, and now it's Liquid that we move into Roche and take it in the stages. And with this going to the hands, they'll be fully turning the game around. But Tundra, they don't want to let it slip away like that. They buy back here, ready to contest the Roche. They are still without Flutter and Snaking for 20, 40 seconds. No buyback on the two of them, and Liquid have the whole lineup up. We'll see how hesitant Liquid are going to be to head back into the pit against just the 3 of them.
Damn, they smoke up with no ults.
They know they've got the numbers advantage. They're looking for 9. They start things up, barreling straight to the silence, and they're able to burst him down. They are. They bring 9 down. 9 has got buyback available. 33 trying to stand his ground against the force, but the lift up there. Telekinesis insane here again, stealing the Eclipse. As they have to step back, Tundra Snaky tries the hook shot, but miCKe and misses by a fraction of an inch. As miCKe's able to TP out, Snaking will die for his effort to get back in on that. And Tundra, they're losing sort of around these fights. Liquid, they'll go back into the pit. With just the 3 of them up still on Tundra, chances of having anything to say about this Roche going to Liquid's hands are very low. There is a buyback available on 33, but he's probably not going to use it. They're just going to have to let this one go. And Liquid, they have absolutely taken back control of this game.
Yeah, the worst thing there for Tundra is they just bought back on 9, and they couldn't even get into the Roche pit after the buyback. So you now have the most important hero in the game, Tundra. If he dies in the next fight, which he's so squishy, we're seeing one of the big weaknesses of Hoodwink as a hero is that she just has such bad stats, but she's so important to pick off.
I mean, this was just a great read from Liquid, right? You know, we've got the 5 of us up. We don't need our ults. We're just going to run at the 3 of them. We can deal with Tundra.
They also have a lot to peel off the Visage armor this game, and I like that they recognize that they can kill him with the Midnight Pulse, with the Monkey King hitting so quickly, also with the Wukong's command. 33 is not entirely immortal in this game, as a Visage would be in a lot of other games. As long as you actually focus him and don't just let him sit there in the back lines, constantly casting his soul assumptions.
Tundra starting to get back on the map, but they've got to be careful with the BK, well, the Aegis, of course, on Timberman. Black Hole's back up in 10 seconds for Zai as well. And we've seen the last few times Zai has been able to definitely have a good hold for well, pretty much full duration, that last one on Skeeter in that fight around the mid. And Zai has been able to find those jumps that Liquid need him to.
Yeah, that was a really nice hole. Also, I like that his team is playing around the hole, like miCKe blinking in and blocking off that Clockwork hook, and then Clockwork actually hooks himself basically into the black hole. I think he might have walked in a bit afterwards, but he was so close that he's going to get pulled in anyway. But just the fact that his team is like, okay, sure, they have Clockwork who can interrupt the hole, but as long as we're blocking him, it's a positioning-based thing. Even with the Blink Dagger, if miCKe is just standing right on top of Zai, you're not going to be able to hook so easily through that.
And they've got to watch out for some of these steals. I mean, of course, it is insane here, but I mean, multiple times he's pretty much had hook shot or eclipse. It feels like every single team fight. He's always getting one of these ultimates off them.
Yeah, and now he has items. We saw him steal eclipse a few times where he had just brown boots. Now he's got a Yules. Now he's got Ether Lens. So he can actually get in there. He can be alive, and he can get his spells off. Oh, Tumby's level 25. He's a big boy.
The amount of XP they're picking up over those last few skirmishes was huge. You know, Matsu just you know, pretty much being the man to survive through it all. He's going for the butterfly next.
You know, I'm also feeling on the flip side here with Tundra. It's like it's you can't bank on the momentum either way. I feel like both of these teams are so good. And I mean,
this is what you want to see.
This is what you want to see.
It's so close and it's so back and forth. We very well could likely see the game swing back
either way.
Tundra's lead. Yeah. This could absolutely be a back and forth game as it goes on.
Because Skitter is on Luna. He's got a Daedalus completed and about 100 gold here. So he's doing crazy amounts of damage.
Sure.
And so is Nine, who also has the Daedalus. This is one of those games where both teams don't have a crazy amount of defensiveness. They're just like full all in damage and aggression. So whoever gets the better initiation is just gonna wipe the floor with the other team.
I take what I can.
33. And that axe ready to sneak around. Over the mid. Charge coming in onto Snake King. Are they going to keep going for this one? They are, but he's out with the hook shot to the side. Turns with a quick Yules to stop Boxy's initiation.
Yeah, that was nice moves from Snake King. That was really nice.
33 sending the birds over. They've got eyes on the Timberman. Do they have the burst to take him out? It looks like they'll have a pretty good shot at it. He has still got the BKB and the Aegis, of course. 33 getting turned upon by miCKe. As the Aegis out of the hands of the Timberman, miCKe jumping in with the BKB Sonic Wave. Only on Tafada, though. Turns over with the dagger towards 33. 33's be able to buy some time here with the stone form. The charge is coming over from Boxy. They've got the Wukong's command out as well. More than enough damage to bring down 33.
Dire structures are fortified.
See what they can do off the back of this Visage kill. They have got the bottom lane pushing in. So tier 1, tier 2 could very well be on the table. It's a long time, a full minute without the threat of 33 on the map. And full butterfly done as well on the Timberman.
Hey, that's a good item in this game. All 3 of the cores on Tundra are going to want to go in and, you know, poke him with damage that can be evaded. Oh, that was a mass TP.
Oh, they wanted to go for Snake King there. See if they can still maybe try and do something about him. Boxy, not going to commit with the ult to knock him down. Doesn't feel that the rest of Liquid can close the gap in time. Still just pushing Tundra back to the base. Tundra still holding back until they have 33 back in the game. Boxy making good progress towards the BKB. I mean, very much he has been the man to charge in and happily give his life. Once the BKB's there, there's a high chance that he's going to be able to reset a couple of times and go back in. And talking about resetting and going back in, refresher, it's done on Zai. So now that threat, the double black hole, it is going to be there. And we've already seen the sort of impact Zai has been able to have with just the one of them in these mid-game fights.
Yeah, miCKe also has a full refresher as well.
Yeah.
So there's, with the BKB coming on Boxy, there's going to be a lot of disruption happening in these fights where Zai can hit those big black holes. But on the flip side, Tundra also has a very pokey style lineup where they have Luna with the Aghanim Shard who's going to be poking from far. They have Hoodwink.
Oh, they found him! And found him, and he's got no way to save himself, surely. There's a charge coming in to lock him down. 9. No escape. As he is out for a long, long time here. 2 minutes out of the game. No 9, no buyback. Liquid immediate subside, straight in BKB black hole, and it's a beauty here. It buys time for the rest of Liquid to come in, take out Snaking. 33, he'll buy himself a bit of time, a bit of protection, but he's surrounded. If they've got the detection, they do. Dust is out, they've got the TP cancel with the Malefice. Quick moves there from Liquid, immediately capitalizing off that Hoodwink kill and turning into something bigger there with Zai's jump.
Dire's middle tower
So 9, that's his buyback death. He's dead for 88 seconds. He does have buyback up in 36.
Okay.
It would feel pretty bad to use it.
Especially into a refresher black hole.
Yeah.
You know, Zai drops one more black hole onto
You could
9,
just lose
it's
the
game over.
You could, yeah, it's over.
Is under attack.
But they might have to go for it and just try to focus Zai. Or I mean, I suppose you have the tier 2 bot up, so you can stack 2 sets of racks here. Maybe 1.
They got the lift onto Skeeter. Drag him in, defensive disruption comes out. 33 is going to commit with his buyback. But the tier 3, they'll still go down. Matu still sticking around. I'm snaking up in a second, but Familiar's starting to take the hit, and one goes down. And Liquid not going to get pushed back from this. They'll be able to clean out this mid set of racks. Tundra not able to stop. In fact, they're going to go for the kills here. miCKe jumps in, BKB popped by Skeeter, but a big charge comes in from Boxy. Sonic Wave blown over towards Fado as the Shadow Demon falls. Zai's heading in with the Malefice. The Midnight Pulse down to Snaking. Buyback comes out from Fado. Matu holding his ground with the Wukong's command. Boxy in with the charge. Snaking to fall. As Liquid, they'll not only get the racks, but they'll do some solid damage as well, getting in on the aggressive and forcing out 2 more buybacks from Tundra.
I've never heard that line before. That's
one of the new ones from the Battle Pass, yeah.
That was an amazing play from Boxy there. I mean, it looked like a small thing to start, but he TP mounted, and then he charges the Luna, which gives that huge night vision to his team for the initiation onto the Luna, which caused the Clockwork to eventually die, because obviously you're going to drop everything to save your carry. But just great call from Boxy to be like, yeah, I'm going to go Fountain. I'm going to give you guys vision for the next, like, 20 seconds on their carry. And then you have that extended night vision, too, which you gain when you charge with Spearbreaker. Sets up for the entire fight. And 9 didn't want to buy back. He had it, and I'm sure he was considering it, especially when 33 used his buyback.
So much money as well onto him, so they've got to be cautious about what they want to do. Is Skeeter is getting started upon. Defensive disruption comes in. miCKe's going to jump straight away for the backline. Skeeter, he's in trouble. The ult comes out. He gets taken down. Tundra, they've got to try and disengage from this. If they catch anything else here, Liquid will kill it. Tundra, and keep a distance. Surely not wanting to poke back in on this now. I mean, they're smoked up. This will be without their carry. They're really going to try and go for something, or is this just an evasive smoke? Looks to be the latter as they hold away from the area they know Liquid's playing around.
They're not really doing much with it. Okay, I suppose they're setting up to potentially steal the Roshan.
I mean, can they? It's a risk, but maybe they need to take those risks. They're down 19k.
They're taking the outpost, which means I feel like Skeeter's going to buy back.
I mean, Matu, he's going on the aggressive. Straight in onto Snaking. Snaking turns with a quick hook shot. 9 tries for the combo, but the destruction will stop inside. In on the back again. BKB Black Hole locks down 9, locks down Fado. The Sonic Wave will do it. There'll be 3 buybacks coming around for Tundra. Can they turn this fight around? They need to if they want to hold a chance in this game, and it's not going to be easy. 33, no TP available for him as he's slammed down by the Boundless. Skeeter caught by the ultimate of Boxy. Matu jumps in with the spring straight on top of it. Then Tundra, they're looking to hold their ground, but they cannot do so. The physical damage from Matu making too much to take down Skeeter through the BKB. It is over. GG is called. Liquid, they will turn around and take this game 1 from Tundra.
This is like the third game in the year.
Before the draft started, Nine was like,
He was getting
I'm
hoodwinked.
playing
He's
Hoodwink
getting
today. I'm playing Hoodwink today.
Yeah.
And he's got it. He's got it. And of course, we've seen before, Nine, he's a master of these sort of heroes. I mean, pretty much master. What other players would you sort of put up there as solid Hoodwink mids other than Nine? Those two ones.
Well, Thompson. Is
Is that the only other one? But is it Nine and Thompson?
Can I think of anybody else that plays? I mean, I could name some
That have played it or
random NA players that have tried it, but nobody really to the degree of success that Thompson has with it.